hustle, dance, hustle, dance, hustle. It's a movie.
We got the music on. Hey, what up? I already know what time it is. We got a little discussion to have today. But first of all, I gotta come in with the Nip. You know what I'm saying? We gotta pay our respects to our dear brother Nip. R.I.P. Nip. Happy birthday, Nip. You know what I'm saying? We love you. We miss you. We appreciate you. So we lift you up, man. And today is your born day. So we just want to say, hey, as we get on to this conversation, I just want to bring up, our dear brother. But today we got some real special guests for you today. We got some real special guests in the house. And we talking about, some people's favorite subject, you know what I'm saying? But we talking about a few things which is going on in the world. But musically, I would say that, one of the biggest record releases of 2020 was W.A.P, you know what I'm saying? And it seemed like it done stirred up enough controversy to have the world talking about it. So I'm like, why don't we bring it up and talk about it too? And it's interesting, but Akila, how you doing? What's going on in the world?
What's going on in the world of Akila? I am baby free this weekend, so I am chilling.
She's chilling. Hold on, let's welcome Akila today with the baby free vibes. Trying to look, she's trying to get that W.A.P. She's trying to get her W.A.P going.
All
right.
The W.A.P is how she got a baby in the first place.
So yeah, and then we got to my left on my screen, we got my man Mr. GL, Beast Mode, Maurice Sapp. Welcome him to in the building. He's a guest that's been here a few times and pulled up on us.
I would say I'm a fan favorite at this point.
Yeah, he's a return fan favorite. Oakland, hey, Skyline's finest. You know what I'm saying? Out in the building, and out of Vegas. She got the bottles in the building. Look, the Bare Little bottles in the building. We got Bethany Anderson good up. She's out here ready to go. She's
good.
She got the vibes going.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. So let me see. I want to see. I appreciate us all tapping in. Let me get my music selector going right quick. Right, yo, Akila, tell us what we're talking about right quick while I'm over here doing my little ones and twos over here.
Well, first I'll share your post because I think it's important. I don't even think y'all can see it, but I'll read it. It says, "Don't use rest or self-care as a reward for being productive. If you need a break, you need a break. It's not something that you should make yourself earn at the cost of your mental health." So just keeping in mind, we're still in a pandemic, but take your rest, take your mental health breaks. You don't have to earn it. You just need them.
That's a proverb. I had to tell myself that yesterday.
Amen.
Yeah,
I've been going hard on this fitness stuff, and I took a day off yesterday, and I felt like trash for taking a day off. And I was like, everybody was like, "You can get one day." I was like, oh.
You can get one day. You need one day. You got to rest.
You only get one body, and you know that.
I'm trying to be fine. I don't know about y'all. Y'all are fine. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get my entanglement body.
What you trying to be, August Alsina?
Trying to get me an entanglement body out here.
Yeah, no, but give it up.
About Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking W.A.P, as you said.
Wow.
And we may even be able to talk about these Instagram models who's not going to be able to get in the bubble.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
Sorry.
I want to close mine for them Instagram models trying to get in the bubble.
Can I pose a question to the group? Because I want to see what kind of personalities I'm dealing with real quick before we get into this intense conversation.
Yeah.
Because every conversation that I've had about W.A.P so far has gotten a little bit intense. So it'll be good to see where people's taste lies. So here's my question. You get stranded and all music goes away forever and you get to keep 3 albums, period. Only 3. What 3 albums do you keep?
Oh shoot.
Who's going first?
I know mine. I can share mine first if y'all want, but
Yep.
so my 3 albums, and I think Charles is gonna feel me on this a little bit. Juvenile 400 Degrees is gonna be one of them
Okay.
because it gives you all the knowledge you need to live in this world. Plus, he gonna turn you up a little bit.
Mm.
Jeezy Thug Motivation 101. We're gonna be on that thing. And then probably Kanye West College Dropout.
Mm. Man.
I got 3.
Okay.
They're all over the place. So my favorite R&B album is Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite. Shout out to 96.
That headboard tells me that.
What? Yes, plush. And then Rick Ross, Teflon Don.
That's a vibe too.
And Jill Scott's 824 live album.
That chin rub. She was the Jilly from Philly.
Let me
Yeah.
Y'all know what it is.
let me go. I would say so for sure. All right, so I was able to get through. So ironically, College Dropout, Mr. Same. I was in Iraq, and that was like one of the CDs that I got during that same time, and that got me through it. Like Slave Ship, songs like that. That joint was like, you going through some shit, you'll get through it. What's crazy is I would also say another album which is slept on, but it's also another Kanye theme, but it's like it'll get you through some of the BS is 808 and Heartbreaks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You'll be like,
that's 4.
yeah, you'll go through some
Album is one song, and it's a Negro spiritual. Like it's amazing.
and then I would say last joint is well, yeah, I probably have 4 because I gotta do the Dead Presidents soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be, that's just
Hey, soundtracks.
yeah, like come on, that's a classic. Then
Because that's a good one because I like Waiting to Exhale soundtrack.
yeah, you gotta hit him with that.
Mute her.
Yeah, the love below.
See,
I got.
Now I can tell she's gonna be difficult when we have this WAP conversation.
So mine would, one, I gotta have Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. That's like
okay.
one of my favorite albums in general. When you said that, 400 Degrees came to my mind because that would be my turn up. Like I need to be able to turn up. And then because I need some gospel music in my life, I would take any one of Kirk Franklin's albums. So I have that too for my variation of emotional levels.
It ain't a big difference between a Kirk Franklin album and 400 Degrees.
You're absolutely right.
Gotta have the ratchetness and righteousness.
Hey, balance. You gotta have balance.
They both preaching.
We didn't do that Ghetto Report card by our brother E40. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
My favorite 40 album though is it's still gonna be the one with Dustin Disgusted on it. What is it? It's One Love, Dustin Disgusted, Sideways. What album is that?
Don't give me the lines.
Gonna Make It Way. Make It Way.
Well, hey, that was a dope intro. So how did everybody's rate, with your albums or whatever? Like, did you get a better perspective? Did they answer your question?
I don't think none of those albums were a miss. I think y'all musical taste is incredible, and I could tell that. Like, I might have an ally in a kilo over there, but definitely gonna be a problem. When she said "Waiting to Exhale," I was like, "Nope."
Wow.
What do you think about that scene out of the burning car?
Right.
Cigarette.
Not gonna cry.
Well, all right. So let's get into it. All right. So in addition to the biggest news, biggest headlines is really kind of crazy. Shout out to Kamala Harris, saying out of Oakland. And she's part of the biggest headlines that's going on right now as far as her nomination as VP. But simultaneously, we also have this W.A.P convo that we got to dive into, which is pretty dope. I'm like, I'm interested. So, in case we don't know, let me Google this so I'm saying it right. So ain't nobody gonna be. What is the Urban Dictionary for WAP? That's all I gotta.
Wet ass pussy.
Okay, so it's wet ass pussy. It's funny because my wife asked me the other night. She was like, "What does WAP mean?" I was like, "Wet ass pussy." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, she's like, "What?" So, anyways, that's what's been going. It's one of those things that kind of hit the culture, and you just got
Although for the edited version, they should have called it WAG.
What?
wag. But I don't know. People like wag don't sound. Don't have that same kind of it don't hit the same. So let's get a little bit of taste of the WAP. Hold on, what's it?
You so timid even play. You like, can I say this?
Hold on one second. I'm trying to.
Don't be scared.
Yeah,
We
all
grown. We grown.
right, hold on one second. So we got this track. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? Some hoes in this house is the. I don't want to get flashed. So I ain't
To the Players Club.
7 days.
This came out on Players Club to this.
This certified freak 7 days of the week. Okay.
Wet and gushy. Bring a
Wait a second. I got some wet and gushy. I didn't want the wet and gushy version.
So you played the WAG version.
Yeah, I played the wag. I want the WAP. Anyways, what I'm seeing is a lot of people are commenting on this track online. I actually have also seen doctors coming to say like, hey, they're slamming critics saying like, hey, this is healthy. Like actually they're saying that, page 6, I'm seeing that they're saying like that if you have WAP, that means you're healthy. You know what I'm saying? That means that you're actually on the side of like things are working all how they should be. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
yeah.
You have a round of applause thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hold on one second. So look, if you got WAP, you know what I'm saying? Let's do that. And actually, let's do it.
All that. We get
God
all
damn, you ain't living right.
Look, look.
all of it.
That's me.
Yeah, that's lit, right? So that's pretty much what people are going for. So there might be a side of people who are, feeling a certain way about the song and WAP and all that, but it also could be from, do you think it's so there's sides of people that are saying it's like, oh, because it's lyrics and it's, influencing children, or then there's also a side where it's just like, is it possible just people hating just because they ain't got WAP?
So what's the controversy? Like, what's the issue?
Controversy it's the lyrics in the song that are like, we could
Counterproductive to the struggle right now?
yeah, I mean, we could do. Oh, look, that's Frenchie. Frenchie just pulled up. Young Frenchie, what's up with it, bro?
Straight from America's Got Talent.
AGT. Look. Oh, you on mute. Hold on. You gotta unmute you, bro.
My bad. What's good, y'all?
Hey,
What's
Frenchie. What's up, bro? We
I'm from
talking about WAP, man. We talking about WAP, bro.
Oh, wow. I seen the video.
How you
Lit.
it was lit.
Yeah, it was lit. I seen some of the video. I watch a lot of DJ Ghost and his reaction videos. So
It was lit. It was trash, but it was lit.
trash ass.
What was trash?
Huh?
What was trash?
The concept and the beauty of the women and its celebration of all of it was the good part. But the actual, I'm speaking from a technical standpoint.
Yeah,
I'm not speaking from a judgment of what's going on standpoint.
The green screen?
Yeah,
I didn't
the technical aspects of the video. I was like, bro, y'all rushed this. Y'all just wanted to get it out.
Yeah. So from production side.
Right.
How she was moving like that.
Who was moving like what?
Megan got shot in the foot.
Oh no, that was before.
They filmed that long ago.
Prior to that. Or not necessarily, it don't take a minute to get a video out after you finish shooting.
Yeah, I felt like it was before that.
It was well before that.
Yeah, but like I don't know, just so the controversy that we've been seeing is basically like a lot of people saying that the lyrics and was very like explicit, right? And so when we see like, I mean, for me, you know, I'm gonna tell my age, but you know what I'm saying, I'm older, so hip hop seemed like in general has always had like explicit lyrics and it's never been a thing, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that seeing like, for instance, I mean, look, I can't lie. They said, you know, it did, you know, like they said, if I guess one of the lines like, if he eat my ass, then he a bottom feeder. I'm like, that's degrading. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, why are you gonna say that about a person that's trying to, you know, give you pleasure? You know what I'm saying? You know,
He's a bottom feeder.
I'm offended.
It's a double entendre. Like men talk so much junk about the pleasures that they want, and they talk down on the women that give them that pleasure. A woman can talk about, you know, a rapper could talk about a woman giving him head, and he's gonna talk shit about her in that line. But no one is like, well, why would you talk junk about that? She's pleasuring you. Like, come on, it's a double entendre. Let's just have fun with it.
But I have a reaction to that, and the reaction to that is the worst song that ever has been invented in the whole, two of them, Bitches Ain't Shit and Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can't Have None. And when they come on, the people who you see screaming at the top of their lungs singing the lyrics are women. So you're not gonna see niggas singing WAP in the club. Like, we're not gonna be like, we're not doing it. It's different. So I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to do it. I don't have no problem with the line at all. So if that's what they want to say, I thought it was clever. I thought it was funny. You know, I didn't take it too seriously. Because I also understand that in men's music, we do the same thing. And so women should have the freedom to be able to do it. But I think that when you get into the conversation of breaking down why people look at it certain ways, you know, and what people are willing to accept and not accept, and then you say, okay, well, is it hypocritical to do this? Then that's when that conversation starts.
But like, everybody likes thoughts, and the females are actually looking at it like, okay, if I say some thought shit, people are gonna like it. And so they start saying it and saying it and doing it like that, and then they're just looking at it as a bar. They're not thinking like, okay, people are gonna look at me like this. They're like, okay, this is just a bar came off the top. But when people are outside screaming and people are living by these songs that, you know, Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, and they living by what they're hearing, then they become influenced to become, you know, all right, they're going to trip off the next person that do this, and they're going to break up that relationship, go to another relationship, do this, and it's like bouncing around, you see what I'm saying?
See, I'm in Vegas. I've been in the Vegas nightlife for 10 years, and I've been able to see people's reaction in real time when they hear hot songs. Like the summertime comes, everyone drops their, you know, hot releases. And what I've noticed is whatever the women are dancing to, that's all that matters. Because as long as the girls are dancing, men gonna buy bottles. That's why Hot Girl Summer was so dope last year, City Girls, because, you know, the women are feeling it. It
Right.
makes the club, it makes the parties better. So I could just imagine if, you know, outside was open, you know, and COVID wasn't really a thing, this would be the summer anthem.
Yeah. And City Girls had a few anthems, and basically I would say this era of women's hip hop, which is Megan Thee Stallion, what's the name? Not Lil Kim, but what's the name? Nicki Minaj, and just like a lot of the artists that are coming up in this time, in this window of time, they're kind of like on some like City Girls too, is on some like finessing dudes. And I feel like a lot of dudes don't like to hear that kind of stuff, you know, even though that is what it is. But it's like, at the same time, they don't want to feel like, they don't want to embrace the music that's like kind of making them sound like losers, or, you know.
Part of the problem is that those women can say and do those things, and they have their own, so, you know, they can do that. Then you get baby girl down the street who has none of what the City Girls or Megan or Cardi has, but listens to Megan and Cardi and City Girls and want to have the same attitude and think that they can make the same demands, and you don't have the same, you know, package.
They absolutely can. They absolutely can have the same demands.
You can't expect the same results. Like, Cardi can say, I don't cook and clean and still got a ring, but Cardi got all of her own shit. versus maybe over here that still live with her grandma she can say I don't cook and clean, but getting a ring for her might be a little bit more difficult.
Maybe her that live with her grandma needs to cook and clean.
Like I'm saying, getting the ring for her might be a little bit more difficult if she's subscribing to the, you know what I'm saying, if she's looking at Cardi and like, oh, Cardi said, I don't cook and clean and I can get a ring. It's different for Cardi than it is for you, baby girl. Like, not saying you can't have that standard, you absolutely can, but then don't call all the men trash because they're not giving you a ring. That's also the piece that you get to see. Then, oh, these niggas ain't shit. Oh, these niggas is this niggas. Oh, you want that? You want to have that standard, but you don't have the same. You're not offering the same package.
She got the W.A.P package. That's all. That's what
she got the W.A.P package.
That's what
niggas is decent about down. They not. You know what I'm saying?
People that's hearing it. That's how I say it.
Say that again, Frenchie.
There's people deal with girls that don't cook or clean all the time. And it's for her to voice it and say that, and then it's like, okay, but she do got, or she's making this, or her life is different, so she's voicing it how she feel, but it's like, that's how really it be. That don't.
I totally get what you're saying, because I think that a lot of people think that, I guess, the gender roles and the gender norm is for a woman to cook and clean and to do all these domesticated things, but there are men out there who don't. That's not a preference of theirs. Like, they just would love a woman to do her own thing, and her being herself and being, everybody's love language is different. Everybody, they're attracted to different things. So one man may love to come home and see his girl cooking and cleaning and come home to a clean house and the smell of cooked food, but sometimes he wants to be greeted at the door with a woman in lingerie who's gonna put it on him. Like, there's different levels to what women bring to the table.
For me, it was metaphorical though. It wasn't. I don't think I was really thinking of it in a literal sense of cooking and cleaning. Those two actions. When I heard it, it was more like a, what I'm saying, I don't gotta do what you want me to do, and I still can get what I want to get. And that's what I kind of took it as, not necessarily those two actions as the two actions period that I meant, like kind of a broader sense of. You know what, I can move the way I move, and guess what, I still got wife. And it's like, yes, you did it, and it worked for you. And I love the message of, just be you. But I also, as a man in this world who I'm single and, dating, and, I'm in my mid to upper 30s dating, you start to see, it's like, damn, okay, well, what do you get out of this deal? You know what I'm saying? If your attitude is, I just want to do me, and what about that benefits me? Like, why do I want to sign up for this then? So it's a bigger, broader conversation. I host this show called Pillow Talk, where we kind of have an open discussion and really dig deep into like those type of things. It is great to get an understanding from both point of views, because you hear a lot of interesting things, and nobody in this world is wrong for feeling how they feel and want to do and be how they want to be. You just have to understand that the world is going to give you, the energy that you put out there. So
in 2020, I just feel like it's a reminder for women, because I didn't take any of the stuff literal either, or it wasn't even deep to me, like, at all. Right. But it's a reminder that women can get and demand and are entitled to way more than they think that they have been in the past. And like you said, like the same way a man can come with those same lyrics, but more male catered, a woman can do the same thing, and she can be a boss, and she can demand different things. And to be very honest, the realistic thing about the whole matter is that there are a lot of men out there who are enticed and are gravitating towards women, and the women are in control. And so things aren't the same way that they used to be back in those old times, the old gender norms. They're not the same. And to be honest, it's just a reminder that men also have to bring more to the table than their penis. You get what I'm saying? Because that just ain't enough anymore for women. And they're basically letting you know, like, this is what I got. This is what I can have. And if you are not coming to the table with what I need, you can go. Because there are plenty of other men, which they are, like, that are waiting and willing in they DMs to give them and show them a good time or to throw them some money or like whatever. Like that's just
Absolutely
the where we are in 2020.
Yep. Pay to play.
Okay.
Women
Pay
is.
to play. That's all we got. Transaction.
So, like,
I will. Let me.
Transaction now in 2020.
I think it is, and I've even got. I'm looking at some of my Facebook comments. They're like, "Yo, they could do both." You know what I'm saying? So I think it is a time where, yes, WAP don't make a happy home. Okay, I see that comment. You know, it's a C key, but WAP doesn't make a happy home. But at the same time, look, it's like at the end of the day, you know, non-WAP can make an unhappy home, right?
right. No, and you know what, please,
mean,
can I elaborate on that? Can I please elaborate? Because
My pussy is not created equal.
because a lot of people talk about, well, you know, all these women don't have WAP or whatever, but you have to also take into consideration of who these women are sleeping with, because a lot of guys just want to get straight to it. There's a way for a woman to be turned on so that she gets to the point where her shit is just
Tell them, Bethany.
everything. Okay, so these guys aren't bringing. The whole song is about what she wants sexually, and because she gets what she wants sexually, it turns her on to the point where she has the wet and gushy. Like it's not just something that a woman just has. No, you have to be turned on to get to that point. It's sex. When women speak up and say, "This is what turns me on,"
Why are you showing up at the encounter if he doesn't turn you on?
Right. I think you.
No, I can be attracted to a guy and want to sleep with him.
You missed what you were saying, bro.
I can be turned on by a guy. You know, I think he's hot, whatever, and I want to sleep with him. But once it comes down to it, and he's not giving me what I need,
you can be turned off.
I be turned off, and then
just go shoop.
Yep. Just like a guy will soft.
Wait a second.
Not right.
It looks like the tides is turning a little bit. This ain't on us.
Yes, it absolutely is. It absolutely is.
Have you not learned yet, bro? Everything is our responsibility and everything is our fault. So don't be surprised. It's all.
Yep.
It's
because our responsibility and it's our fault. Just take the responsibility and take the fault, and you're gonna be okay.
Because the reality is, have you? And I can't know because I'm not a male, but have you ever had what we'll call an encounter?
The other WAP, the whack ass one? Yes.
Huh? I didn't what?
Wait a second. What'd you say?
The other WAP?
There's another WAP?
Yeah, the whack one.
Where'd you go? He's like,
nah, he's out.
I'm out of here.
Nah, but yeah, that look, but also okay, and to your point, right? So Bethany, I think you make a very, very valid point, very great point, right? So yeah, so let's do this. Let's drop one of Clues bombs for that. You want the WAP? You want the WAP? You know what I'm saying? Look,
warm her up, fellas. Warm her up.
She might have pulled up, ready to give you the WAP. You messed around and gave her the whack. So whatever. She was like, the WAP is not available. You know what I'm saying? Because you tripping or whatever. You know what I mean? So and I'm not
know that just because he didn't warm her up doesn't mean she was gonna have it in the first place.
I'm not saying, yeah, both things could be true. Both things could be true.
We're not gonna always put this on men. Like
I'm not always gonna put on men, but what I'm just saying is that scenario is also a real thing too.
Very viable. She has a great point.
And look, don't act like dudes is just out here Don Juan and all this stuff. But I would say that, you know what I'm saying, everybody is not built the same, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is more so like, some dudes might be on some like, look, I'm trying to do this and do this for myself and get on about my business and my day. So
because you're gonna get yours regardless.
Yeah, hopefully you enjoy this little session right here. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? May the best man win. Our best one win. You know what I'm saying?
That's whack.
First, see you at the finish line.
Hell no.
In all seriousness, though, I think it's a lot of merit to what Bethany said, though. I do think that, if you treat your lady right, then a lot of the time you will get treated right back in return. And
Yeah.
just about every aspect of the situation. But that's not always the case. And I refuse to just let y'all automatically say that if it ain't happening, men were responsible for your shit not being the WAP.
What I was saying on the flip side, I feel like the lyrics in the song are the quote unquote problematic lyrics that people were attracted to. So you're talking, Bethany, what you were speaking to is romance and like passion.
It ain't romance.
Well,
it doesn't have to be romantic.
Okay,
Just pay a little bit more attention to what's going on.
Right, intimacy, right? Intimacy, is that fair to say? All right, so intimacy, right? And so when we're the problematic lyrics, and I put that in quotations, is like the money side of it, where it's like, I think City Girls and other the sentiment that we're getting is that money is the thing that turns them on. And it's almost like it's the strip club culture in the sense of like tricking and all that stuff, where it's like really like money is the thing that the dudes need to bring to the table. What's the name? I think JT, I think of the City Girl, she like my pussy don't talk to broke niggas or something, like, you know, just things of that nature. That's the vibe of that work that the dudes is getting, in a sense where it's like, all right, yeah, you're talking about how we can make you feel better intimately as a woman, but it also sounds like the focus is also like, where's the money? Because that's gonna make me into you. You know what I'm saying?
What I think about that is, I feel like women are attracted to men with money because it takes a certain work ethic, and that can be very sexy to see how he hustles and goes about being that boss or that power player. You know what I mean? Like, it's something about someone who has a work ethic to get up and get it every day, and you just want to reward him with some WAP.
You're speaking personally. You're not speaking for the culture.
No, I am.
You're speaking personally. They don't give a shit about your work ethic. They want to know you got the bag.
Yeah.
Do you got the bag? You do? Are you going to spend it on me? Are you going to spend it on me? I don't care how you got it. They don't give a shit how I got the money I got. They just want to know if I'm going to spend it on them. And I appreciate your sentiment, because if I was going to date somebody who cared about money, I would want her to care about the work that I had to do to get it, because that means she would be interested in the work I'm doing. But I promise you, you know what I'm saying, from the man's perspective who has to go out in this world and deal with y'all, they don't give a shit about the work that you're doing to get it. It's
deal with.
You got the bag. If you do, are you spending it on me?
Deal with.
That girl hit me the other day and be like, hey, I made reservations at Catch. Will you take me? I said, you already made the reservations before you called me? Which, like, and what number was I? Did somebody else decline before me, or was I first? And I said no, but
wow.
If I was first, since I said no, I'm sure there's gonna be somebody. You already made the reservation. You made up your mind. Somebody taking you to Catch. Oh my God!
All right, so tell me this.
Tell me she cared about my work ethic.
Did she have?
No, she didn't.
Did she have a WAP though?
I haven't experienced it. I didn't want to spend the money to find out.
I don't know, man. Look, yeah, maybe she didn't care about your work ethic. I don't know. I mean, that is, I have heard that is a thing though, as far as like restaurants and things like that. I remember just one time in particular, I thought it was a weird dynamic where a girl was talking about, oh, this guy has so much money, and he was talking about how much a baller he was. And I was just like, I'm overhearing her, she going on this drunk rant about, and then she was like, yeah, and this dude, on my first day, he tried to take us to like, I think it was like TGI Fridays or something like that. It was just their first time hanging out, right? And she said she felt how like she never talked to him again because he was so whack for taking her to this restaurant. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Like, I think that was maybe his way of like kind of just getting to know a person and just saying like, I'm not about to just
drop $100 on you.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
So the reality to that situation is there are certain types of women, there are certain types of men, but there are men who feed into that. So they might take a woman to Catch on the first date, And then that's what she's used to. So now she hitting you up like, this is the norm. Like, this is what I'm used to. Like, no, you're not with it. And then you like, no, I'm not with it. So yeah, she's going to be on to the next. Because there is a line. And I don't know where you came in the line, but she had to go figure out an alternative, which
Trying to eat some cat.
I'm sure she went to catch that night. I'm sure she went. I don't knock her. I'm just saying I'm not the one. Listen, I wanted it how she described it. I don't want it the other way. I don't.
But I'm just telling you, there are
don't want my money for it so that you could benefit from it.
Whoever that was.
Like, care about the work. Like, if you care about the work, then you probably give a shit about me. And then you can have anything you want. But it got to be like that. Don't just be here for the bag and that's it.
No, it's just something about like coming home and you got like a lazy dude sitting on the couch and he ain't done nothing. Like, what's motivating? What's sexy? What's hot about that? Like,
but they not all like it. The dudes
out doing
not all that dude. Like real talk. It's only a handful of rich niggas out here. You know what I'm saying? So if everybody want them, y'all gonna have to share them niggas because it's not.
And they do.
You know what I'm saying? It's not.
And rich is subjective.
Right, but it's a bunch of hardworking dudes that might not got the bag you looking for. He might not be Louis Vuitton balling, but he cool. But that's still the dude they talking about. Like, you still ain't the dude. You know what I'm saying? That you might be able to build a whole life with this nigga. But guess what? You got to go share that nigga with the bag with everybody else because all y'all want him.
I think that's
Ooh.
oh, sorry, that was the wrong drop. But look,
I have one more thing about W.A.P that I need to share because this is important to me. Again, I love Cardi. I love Megan. I think that what they're doing is wonderful. I love the expression. I love that they're talented. I love that they seem to be generally good ass people, and I love that the message that they're giving is that I can be me. I can express myself. I could be a sexual being. I could be a hood being. I could be whatever I want to be, and that's okay. And as a woman, you have that ability and that power to express yourself, and it's not for anybody to criticize them. Like, I really feel that way wholeheartedly. I watch these troll niggas on the internet criticizing them for doing what they're doing, and I think it's ridiculous. At the same time, like I said, because I host this podcast and all these women are coming on there, and it's like they shout about men and our responsibility and the hypersexualization of women. And then I go, you watch something like W.A.P come out and you go, well, you can't point the finger at us about hypersexualizing women and you hypersexualize yourselves too. And I'm like, it's the culture is hypersexualized overall for everybody at this point. I think that men should be less critical of women, like, but it's presented to us sexually so often, and it's hard not to see it as sexual, you know? And so I think that's a great point to be made, is that you don't get to be critical. Like, you don't get to judge them. Like, let women express themselves and be wonderful and be beautiful without fear of how you or society or your stupid ass standards are going to make them feel about themselves for being themselves, you know?
Absolutely. But there are some people who just have to have that control, that mind control, that emotional control over women to make them feel less than, so they can maintain a certain level of power over someone. So there's always going to be people who have a problem with women expressing themselves and their sexuality. I remember over 20 years ago, Tweet had a song called Oops, Oh My. She's talking about masturbating. It's like, how dare you make a song about touching yourself? It's like, bro, anything women do is going to be a problem. Anything. We got rappers like Rhapsody, shout out to North Carolina, who people feel like she's not sexy enough. And then you got someone who is too sexy. And it's like, what works for you, bro? What is it?
I think, though, but it's the flip coin, because I have these conversations and you can point out examples. The world is just so critical of anybody doing anything at this point. It's like, you know, instead of just celebrating people and their creativity and their, you know, their drive, and to be honest, no matter what the content is that they put out, they were able to build the platform to be able to do it. Yeah. And instead of celebrating that, you want to find fault and criticism and flat out hatred for these people and what they're doing. And I mean, that's just sick to me. So I don't have that gene, you know? I
You
love
don't
it.
have a hater bone in your
I
body.
don't have a hater bone, man. I love it. I listen. If it's getting you to who you want to be and where you want to be, if you're not sacrificing yourself to do what you're doing, if the product that you're putting out in the world is who you are, then I'm 100% here for it. My only problem would be you having to do something you didn't want to do, and this is what you're selling, and it's not even who you are. It's not even what you want to do. And I'm like,
If the woman, if the woman was actually your woman,
mm-hmm.
and you were in a relationship, and they wanted to have the same form of self-expression, do you have that same kind of energy and like, I want you to go out there, I want you to do you, I want you to be you, I want you to live your best life in your way?
You have to be you for me, because if you're not you, it's gonna be fake. So if I fall in love with you, I fall in love with you, how you are. I'm not here to change you, or I'm not here to try and make you be different from who you are, because it's not gonna work. We not gonna work if you constantly having to be something you're not for me. If I gotta be something I'm not for you, it's not gonna work, because I'm not gonna be able to sustain that. You're not gonna be able to sustain that. Like, I'm here to celebrate you, and I'm here for you to celebrate me. And honestly, if you can show me that you are for me, like you here for me, yeah, this is what you put out to the world because you like doing it, because it's your brand, it's because it's your career, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? The reasoning is, if you can show me that that's what it is, but you here for me, I don't have that issue. I'm not an insecure person, And so
Right. And you don't project insecurities onto other people.
Exactly. So that's a me thing. Plus, you know what I'm saying? If my girl bad and you see her put some shit out and you look and you was like, God damn, I'm like, yeah.
That's me.
You saw that? You saw that? Did you see my girl pic she posted? She broke the internet, my nigga. Like, you didn't see that? Like, that's me. I'm more on that side of things. Like, but I mean, it's lines. Like, do I want to date somebody who is a current stripper? No, probably not. Could I would date her if she was a stripper in the past life? Maybe, yeah, probably. But that's because I don't want to live that lifestyle at this point in my life. Do I have a problem with somebody being a stripper? Absolutely not. They'll get, you know what I'm saying? Do your thing. I probably just don't want to date that lifestyle right now.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with a criticism of the person,
That's fair.
Man, got deep. But yeah, the WAP, y'all, WAP. No, I'm sorry. No, but no, seriously, I would say it's a lot of.
I have a question for you, Charles.
Yeah, go ahead.
How did you like the song?
How do I like? You know what?
Did you and your wife watch it together?
No, we I actually watched it for research purposes. So
maybe I'm doing homework.
Yeah. No, I checked it out. And she was she just was seeing like the acronym online. So I just told her, I don't know. We just have like a different kind of connection when it comes to that type of content. You know what I'm saying? It just be like, oh yeah, hey, this is what it is. But like, she's watching now, so I'm being like careful how I'm saying it. But I say it's like we you know what I'm saying? We I don't know. We have an open dialogue. She's like, oh, you probably like all that stuff. I'm like, nah, I ain't into that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what it's about. But the reality is, yeah, like I had a ratchet, beginning, and now I'm more, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm not. That ain't the ratchetness. Like it's like they say, ratchetness, righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a perfect balance for me, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, like when you young and you wild and all that stuff, it's dope to be like lit, ratchet, and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? And get it out your system, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you can get it out your system, because truthfully, if you want to know the real, it's like for me, 2020 is really, I'm like, sometimes I be getting down, but then I'll be like hella proud of myself, because at 25 I chose to like really pursue like a family, a wife, and that was a young age for a lot of people, and they were like, yeah, whatever, right? But at the same time, like, damn, 2020 hit, and it ain't the clubs, it ain't the this and that, you know what I'm saying? All that shit went away, you feel me? So it's like, where what you got at some point, it's like what you got is where the world stops is like what you got right now. Like, what is it? What do you have right now? Who do you have right now? What have you been doing for the past 5, 6, 7 years of your life? And that's what's gonna get you through this time. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I was like, damn, like I didn't spend my time like people that was my age going to clubs, like I was like building a family, you know what I'm saying? Building a home, building stuff that like lasts. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
things change and they change fast, and then you just never know, and then you sitting there like, damn, I got 20 fine women in my phone and I can't even see one of them. You know what I'm saying? Because of damn COVID or because of this other shit that's going on, and I'm broke or because I ain't got a job.
If you got the bag, you can see any of them.
Huh?
So if you got the bag, you can see any of them.
Yeah, people are really seeing people. I just
saying this. Yes, you can, but it's also like
not taking COVID precautions.
good. I agree, because at the end of the day, which brings us to our next thing about this whole bubble thing. But yes, I agree. People are out here living their best lives, but they're also.
Wait, before you ask about the bubble, I have a question for Bethany.
Also people who are just doing things that are like COVID precautions and staying in the crib. So that woman that you might have really connected with and been able to build with might be look at Bethany. She in the crib sipping Bel Air by herself. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, look, so she ain't the dudes, there's example like people that are like, for example, that you could have really try to build with, and before this whole thing went down, and y'all would have, and then when the shelter in place and all this stuff happened, y'all would have been like in the damn shit together. You get what I'm saying? And
You have to FaceTime for 14 days. And
I'm not saying it's too late.
On day 16.
I'm not saying it's too late. What I'm just saying is there's a difference from building your house on sand, and there's a difference between building a house on solid ground. And I'm proud of myself because I built the house on solid ground. You know what I'm saying? And that's awesome. So wait, I gotta give myself a round of applause for that. Yes, I did. That's it. All right, what was your question?
I had a quick question for Bethany, because I know that we're talking about WAP or whatever, and to me, I always see it as like it's also entertainment, and not all of everything that you see is realistic. And so I'm just wondering, my question to you, Bethany, is, do you feel like it's realistic for men to expect women to come with that Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Meg Thee Stallion energy, like on like that image, that energy, that entertainer on a regular basis?
Like if a guy is like dating her, or like,
or if they're just, because like I don't want to generalize. Some people spend a lot of time on like social media and taking in a lot of what they're seeing, and to a certain extent, sometimes it becomes part of their reality of like, this is what life should be like 7 days a week. And so sometimes they go into like relationships expecting it to be like what they're consuming from social media and from entertainers and all this different stuff. So I'm just wondering, like, from your perspective, do you feel like that is realistic, one, that women can bring that energy 7 days a week, and two, or do you feel like days a week? And so sometimes they go into like relationships expecting.
No, I feel like that takes a lot of energy for a woman to be that 7 days a week. I mean, it's almost like a job. At some point, you gotta take time off and really like take care of yourself. But who that person is when you take your time off, you should pay more attention to that woman, because I think that's the most attractive part of a woman, is when she's taking care of herself and nourishing herself and pouring into herself. Because once she is able to do that, she can be the dopest person 7 days, 5 days, however many, if she wants to be that person, cool. But unless she's pouring into herself, then all that bullshit doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I think that, to your point, Bethany, is people have to be aware of who they're allowing people to fall for. So
Right.
who you give to somebody, like who you show them you are to be, that's what they're going to expect from you. So if you're
Yeah.
at that level, if that's what you're showing them, and then you pull the switch up, then expect for there to be a disappointment, because that's what you showed them. That's what you gave them. That's what you were giving them. If you do makeup and beat your face every time you see somebody, every time y'all have been on 10, 12, 30, 35 dates, and then all of a sudden one day you show up without the makeup, he gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? You did something different. Like, it's important that you show somebody who you want them to see, you know?
Right. And even when I think of Cardi, like, we've seen everything. We know like what she looks like without the hair, the makeup, the nails, we saw her before she got her teeth done. Like, we know, we saw there's levels of, you know, if one day she wants to be super glam and she got the nails, you know, all the way out to here, the hair past her ankles, whatever, cool. But the next day, if she wants to switch it up and she got her natural hair in a bun and she has no makeup on and she just chill, cool.
Yeah, I think with Cardi, she does a good job of
there's a balance. You see it.
And so your expectations are that, like, your expectations are, I know both sides of you. I know I'm going to get this and I'm going to get this. I think that's important.
So I have a question for the guys.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to women and you see, you know, the glammed up Instagram side of them, and then you meet them offline, like, what is that whole process like when you see someone on social media and then you see them like in person? Because I see it a lot working in Vegas. You see the Instagram models, they come and you see them in person and you're just like, wow,
sometimes it's a letdown, because I don't know if I'm a photographer.
Yeah,
I'm a video director. I work on set a lot. Charles know I do a lot of stuff. So I meet these people all the time. And sometimes it's a letdown. Not really, because I don't really have the expectation. I get to peek behind the curtain so much. You know, I see them when they walk in before the glam squad gets to them. You know, I see them. I'm sometimes telling the glam squad what they need to do to them. So for me, it's different because I get to peek behind the curtain. But there's definitely people who my expectations were like let down, and then there's people who I was actually pleasantly surprised. Like, you know, damn, I didn't expect you to be like this. Like, I thought it was just for the internet, but no, you bomb. Like, so I think that it works both ways.
I mean, working in TV, editing and film and being on sets, you definitely see, like, honestly, there's people that truthfully probably look better without like all the extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then there's also people who, you know, need every bit of lights, every bit of angles, every bit of you know what I'm saying, to pull off what they, you know what I'm saying, to pull it off. But you know what I'm saying, I mean, truthfully, I would say the best thing that you can do, whether looks or whatever, is personality. Truthfully, you know what I'm saying, connection is the biggest thing. Is how, you know, I mean, if you an Instagram personality or model, then it's like, I would say if you come to set and you really any time that fourth wall or whatever, third wall is broken, you know what I'm saying, it's like, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna kind of take a person a little bit of time to even get to know or have that comfortability. But yeah, I would say that doggone, like, if you ain't if you got a good personality, it could definitely go a long way.
I have a funny story about a shoot I did for a celebrity who showed up, and I was like, "That's what you look like." And this is the proof that people literally just photograph well sometimes. Like, even if you see them with the naked eye, and you're like, because I literally got this person to set, and I literally was like, kind of excited that I got booked to do the shoot. But then when I saw her out, she didn't look like what I expected her to look like, and I was like, okay. But then, literally looking through my camera lens, I had to like look and then look to make sure I was seeing the same thing, because I would look at her and then I would look through the lens and I would look at her and I'd be like, wait a minute, she's just photogenic as hell. Like through my camera lens, she looked great. And then in person, it was just like, it was cool. And I didn't expect the photos to come out as fire as they did, but there's some people who just photograph really well. So social media, and the internet works great for them because all they got to do is take pictures. They should just never show up nowhere in person because they're going to ruin their brand. I don't do appearances. Thank you. I'll send you the pictures.
Right.
Photoshop. All right. So speaking of the internet, we did have we did have a talk about the bubble, right? We kind of mentioned that. So right now, shout out to the NBA. They're doing a good job, a great job of being keeping sports alive, basically, you know what I'm saying, and corona free, you know what I'm saying, which is dope because right now, it's been a crazy ass time and we've been hoping to get football back and all that stuff back, but essentially the bubble is like in it's in Disney World and out there in Florida, and it's like this top security scenario where all the players are in, everybody gets tested, and all this stuff. But essentially for the playoffs, they're trying to expand the bubble to some degree so that way we could so families and people with kids could bring their kids in and wives and stuff like that. And so it's almost setting up some kind of conjugal visit type of scenario because they're like, well, you can have somebody come in after they test and quarantine but it has to be somebody that you've actually met in person before, so you can't just get flued out, you know what I'm saying? As they say, and as the city girls or whatever, you're gonna get flued out, right? So you slide up in, some basketball player DM, hey, can I get flued out, right? But you can't get flued out if you ain't never met the man, I guess, that's what they're saying, or, also maybe it's WNBA, so, whatever, man, woman, whoever. So all that to say is like,
how do they prove if you guys have met before?
I have no idea, but this is why it's time to, look, y'all should have been, y'all want the conjugal visit, y'all just like in jail, y'all got to get married or something.
Y'all hear about the dumb dude who plays for the Seahawks that got cut because he got caught trying to sneak the girl in the hotel, and he dressed her up in Seattle Seahawks gear like she was a player and tried to sneak her in the hotel.
Yes,
and
he's not,
on the spot, you're cut.
Well,
you're
he's not focused. You're not focused. You know what I'm saying? And you're losing focus. And here go the thing. It's like that's the other part where yes, you as a professional athlete should be able to do your thing and have fun and all this stuff. But especially if you're on the fringes of the team and all that, and if they can cut, like clearly if that was Russell Wilson, they wouldn't have cut him, right? But so you're not Russell Wilson, so that's already out the gate. So since you're
5 days, they've been in camp for 5 days.
You're at the bottom tier of these dudes right here. So you're like barely making it. You're lucky to be on the roster. So you doing some bullshit. you don't have space for that. So they like you're already a headache. You know what I'm saying? You're already more trouble than it's worth. So you out. And that's already like LeBron James or Kawhi Leonard and other superstars, they might get a little leeway, like Lou Williams. They can't just kick Lou Williams out of the bubble. They had to, Lou Williams went to Magic City to get some wings, you know what I'm saying? And, they said, well, you got to quarantine or whatever. But, he went to get some wings after a funeral of a close family friend. But, all that to say is
going straight back in the bubble. And the idea is that they'll have more space. Not more space, but they'll have the space because the teams that are not playing in the playoffs are leaving the bubble, which leaves a vacancy for rooms. So that's where they're like, okay, well, let's offer this courtesy, to the players so that family and whoever they're dating or whatever, can come in. But I honestly believe that they're really serious about it because if you think about it, even if it was LeBron or anybody else, if they bring COVID into the bubble because they've been COVID free like that, this isn't for everybody. So regardless of if it's LeBron or whomever, like it would be a wrap for the NBA and how they move forward. So which is why I'm trying to figure out why. Let's just go ahead and get the playoffs done, go to the finals, and then
let's just go back to it. It's so
Playoffs,
much risk with
the way the
bringing people
playoffs are
in,
set up, they actually last another couple of months.
and that's fine.
It's fine.
How long have we been, shut
But
down?
it's a big.
I don't know your life outside of this Zoom call, but when you have a wife and kids, and now you've been away. They've been away for what, a month already? A little bit over a month.
Probably like almost 2.
No, it's been a month because they started July and toward the end of July, so we coming up on a month that they've been gone, and now we're looking at another 2, maybe 3 months, depending on how far into the playoffs you go.
I have a 6-year-old son, and his dad is an ex-NBA player, so I know what the whole. Yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it. I would love for him to go play, knock that shit out, do what you got to do, go focus. Let wife and mom and mother-in-law, father-in-law, let them hold it down at home. Go do what you got to do.
Okay, that's one argument, but you hear a lot of the arguments of you're always gone, you're always busy, you don't ever come.
So you're saying right now in the
all
bubble.
the time, like stop it, you can't. Let's not act like that's not a reality.
So right now in the bubble, is there any families does anybody have their does people have their spouses as of right now, or any significant others? So there's only players, teams, coaches. So no coaches, nobody has their significant other.
But think about it. For the women who are like, you're always busy, you're always doing that. This is the perfect situation for your man to go to. He is in the bubble, locked away from everything else.
About the wrong stuff. You thinking about ain't no business now. Like
I mean, it's not. So what? So why complain?
Well, hey, some people.
Referencing him being gone and being around a bunch of other women. I was talking about him being gone and handling the business that he needed to handle.
No, I trust me, I completely understand. But for the women who are insecure and like always worried about what their man is doing, this man is in Orlando, locked away with other athletes, and like the only thing he got really is social media. Like that's the only trouble that these guys can get into for those who are worried about things like that.
So you're saying leave him in the bubble. So you're saying just leave him in the bubble and let them do them. Don't come into the bubble.
Go work. Send the checks home to mama.
Work.
He can't even spend.
Let me hold it down at home.
He can't even spend no money. Like you ain't even got nothing to spend on. Just send them checks home. Just
direct deposit. Absolutely.
You see what we getting to. Remember we was talking about that whole money thing.
She like, we about to stack. Let's go.
Go work. Absolutely.
But also, look, being in the bubble is obviously really stressful. So women guys having that men having that stress relief and pillow, it's for the guys. They're just trying to win a championship.
No, it's not. Bro, I'm gonna tell you why. Look,
you're trying to win a championship. That's not stressful. You don't want so tell me this. You don't want your woman with you?
It's the best thing in the whole world. Right now, those are the most least stressed people on earth. Number one, they don't have to worry about COVID. Number one. They're some of the only people in the world right now who don't have to worry about getting sick. Right?
Yep.
Number one. Number two, they don't gotta focus on nothing but ball. Ball. That's it, bro. Like when you go to camp, when you play sports, like I played D1, once you go to camp, they tuck you away and everything on the outside of camp ceases to exist, which is why dudes trying to sneak the girl in is just dumb. Like you don't ever. Like, but nothing exists but ball. Like you play PlayStation with your teammates when you're not playing ball, and then you go play ball, and you literally don't have to worry about nothing else on earth for that time. Right now, some people is in the bubble. They're the least stressed people. All they got to do is go play basketball, bro. That's it. They don't got to worry about nothing else on earth but playing basketball. Everybody else is suffering. They chilling.
Well, you also worried about you want your woman next to you. You worried about what she doing. You know about Jody? I'm serious. Like, look. Y'all heard
I don't have that gene. I'm not worried. She at home.
You heard of Jody? Jody, look,
that's like
Jody over your house while you over there in the bubble. Jody over there driving your car.
My whole house not redecorated when I get out this bubble. Like she done got bored and wanted to redecorate the house and bought a whole new wardrobe or some shit. Like that's what I'm worried about. if I gotta worry about another dude, I'm in a wrong relationship, bro. I'm really.
Hey, but they young though. That's what I'm saying. They also young too. So you got to realize that when you're young and this is young love, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the NBA, obviously, ain't making the best decisions and all that stuff and choosing the right people. So, look, I'm just saying, objective. Look, if you was in the bubble, I don't see who's in the bubble that don't want their. When you see their kid, you look like you see most championships, any big championship you ever see, you always see the dude with their kids and their wife, kissing their wife, holding their kids, and the trophy. That's what you see.
When Marshawn won the Super Bowl, right?
Shout out to Marshawn.
We went out on the field. We had first of all, I slept for half the Super Bowl because it was the most boring game and it was cold.
Oh, which one against
Yeah. Arizona one wasn't boring, but in New York they won the Super Bowl. All the confetti comes down. The families come down on the field.
Skittles.
8 minutes of like, oh yeah, look, family, and it's like, all right, y'all, we out. we just won the Super Bowl. It's time they're going to celebrate. Like it wasn't.
But you also have to take into consideration that these guys have been home with their families since March. They have been home. They haven't had anything else to do. They've been talking about how bad they want to play ball. Okay, here's your opportunity. Go out there and get it.
Good point. See?
All right. But I personally think the dudes, I agree with you.
His wife all the time, which is commendable.
And my kids, yes, my wife and my kids. I feel like if I was in the bubble and if I had the choice, it would be lit to have my kids in the bubble.
You gotta say that. You can't.
And I'm saying because look, we're in Disney World. That's lit. Like, come on.
You gotta say that. You
don't have the amenities of Disney Park. You're gonna be in this little hotel room that looks like a hotel.
No, but they got they got like golf. They can golf. They can do all types of stuff on there. They're doing.
And a lot of these guys have these amenities at home.
They playing PlayStation, bro. And Charles, you married. You gotta say this. We get it. We gonna give you a pass.
No, I'm serious. No, I mean, so you're telling me
live on air, like you putting this out into the world? People.
He's telling me LeBron James doesn't want his wife and kids there with him.
I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying he's not suffering right now.
That's probably not the first thing on his list, huh?
All I'm saying is he's not.
All right, so who is he? So obviously somebody is choosing this. They're making up these rules for somebody. Some players are saying this.
Y'all remember Doug Christie and what's his Jackie?
Jackie Christie.
This would have worked for her. She'd have been.
She would be losing her shit.
Huh? That you gotta explain that to me.
Boy, she'd be knocking on the door. Disney World got a door. She'd be knocking on Disney World door like, hey.
So look, Jackie Christie, Doug Christie's wife, she's like legendary. People know her for like he can't do interviews with female reporters unless she's there.
Mm-hmm.
So a situation like this would not work for her.
Yeah.
She goes to every away game, every home game. She's there for the interview. There's the rules that Doug has to abide by.
Yeah.
You know, as far as, you know, that's their boundaries. That's what that works for their marriage. Cool. Yeah. This bubble would not have worked for her.
You know, and I will say this bubble are the new rules. The biggest thing I'm sure players haven't really harped on, but I know they're probably really happy about is how they got their locker room now back finally, where the reporters can't bombard them and reporters can't come into the locker room and all that stuff. So I'm sure they're excited about that. But look, I'm not obviously, you know, I actually, you know, will say that I have won a few championships in my rec league. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like I mean, you know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, like sometimes you just got to focus in. You don't need a bunch of distractions while you're trying to focus on winning the championship.
Exactly. No, that's real. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
You're right here with my velvet headboard. And
look, no.
My rosé. I'm
look this.
Exactly.
Look.
Go make that money, baby. Go win that championship. We'll celebrate when you
This
get
kid
home.
board might not be here when you get back. I saw a person.
But I wanted to shout out. I wanted to shout you out. Like you shout out. You came from D1, and also before that, shout out to Coach Bean because you was part of. We had Last Chance U. Shout out to that.
20 seconds of airtime that I got on the Netflix special. I got my 20 seconds of airtime on the Netflix joint.
Yeah, that was lit. Last Chance U definitely was. I actually want to get Beam, so I'm gonna tap in with Beam again. But you got to tap in with him.
I don't fuck with Beam, so.
Oh really? That's crazy. You know what? He had a hesitation about coming on, so I feel like people probably it is a few people that probably had. I never played for him, so I never really had that interaction with him. So
there's a respect there, but people act like they fuck with him so heavy, and I be thinking to myself like, when we played, y'all didn't, and y'all have like this healthy respect. The respect I give him is he ran a high school football program like it was a college football program.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him that respect.
Yeah.
But as a player, do I feel like I owe him something? No. Do I feel like he did something for me? No. Do I feel like I even get along with him? You know what I'm saying? But he took every ounce of credit that he could for everything that I did. So, for me as an individual, I just don't really fuck with him like that. He has a great relationship with my brother.
Yeah.
I've been seeing Beast Mode logo all up and through the Last Chance U show. So I mean, I have a respect for the fact that they built a relationship and they, support each other. And Beam is a Oakland
legend
of Oakland. I give him that respect. But having played for him and having experienced him in that way, like I give him the respect that I give him, and I go about my business and achieve my greatness on my own, like I always have.
Yeah. Hey, well, with that being said, look, we said it all. I mean, why we didn't get to Kamala Harris, but shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? She really
a hard switch. We talk about W.A.P and we're like, oh, and Kamala, we are so.
We got to. I mean, it's the world that we live in.
The ladies get one take on Kamala real quick, like a quick.
Yeah. What's the word?
I'm excited. I went to a HBCU. Shout out to North Carolina A&T State University. The only thing that I'm upset about is that people are trying to they're looking for any reason to not vote.
The world that we live in.
The ladies get one take on Kamala real quick, like a quick.
Yeah. Sorry. What's the word? Sorry. Look, don't ignore that. Ignore that, everybody.
I'm just excited. Like, this is history in the making. I know, people have some reservations about Joe Biden. They have the reservations about Kamala, but this is a very important election, and I want people to show up and show out and get this idiot 45 out of office. So, and also vote for your local, representatives. Like, this is a very important election. You can say whatever about Joe and Kamala, cool. Get this whack orange, whatever you want to call him, get him out. And then we can continue, the conversation and make some change. Because I'm a small business owner, and what Trump is doing right now with the USPS, with the Postal Service right now, is like in our faces, he is like really stealing the election. And if it wasn't so important, if our votes weren't so important, he wouldn't be doing this. So go out, do what you're supposed to do. That's what I have to say about Kamala being the VP. Cool. Yes, I'm down for a Black woman being, vice president. However, this is a very important election, and don't get deterred from going out and doing what you're supposed to do.
I am excited about it for a lot of different reasons, but at the end of the day, I just feel like it's not really an opportunity to like tear her down as a person. I'm not super like deep into politics, so like knowing everything that she's done or going into the history of how many people she's helped put in jail or whatever the case may be of all of that. I honestly just believe that what we have currently is a hot mess. And I personally fear for the future of politics and the people who believe that they have the experience to go into it. I mean, especially with new people trying to enter the race and all of that.
Right.
I'm just happy that they have experience. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, they have experience. They know what they're doing. I think given the current state of our country, I think that they have a plan, and I don't trust Trump. And because of that, I know where I want my vote to go. I think in the future, moving forward as a Black community, I think we need to just come together a little bit more on what our needs are in this country and what we want, and then exercise our power to a place where we can go to different political parties and ask for the things that we need and not have so much, what is the word I want to say?
Pushback?
Not pushback, but like not be so loyal to a political party if that political party doesn't provide the things that we need to be successful in this country.
Absolutely.
First of all, I'm rooting for everything Oakland, as I said when we started this podcast.
Yeah,
so, Kamala for that reason. And then my other thing, as I'm watching all of this, two things I took away from it. Number one, what if everybody was judged for their worst moment?
Bruh.
What if everybody was defined by the worst moment they ever had? And so it doesn't matter what good she's ever done. Y'all really just really only focus on her worst moment, not any of the other things she's done in her life besides that. And I think that's extremely unfair because anybody walking this earth wouldn't want that for themselves, number one. And number two, I think that having somebody with that level of experience that she's had, having him with experience, like you just said, getting Trump out of office probably should be the main thing. But if you hate Kamala Harris so much, go vote against her. Because my point is, I'm not going to tell nobody how to vote. Like, you feel how you feel. I don't want you to vote for Trump. I don't want anybody to vote for Trump. But if you hate her that much, don't sit on your couch and just spew hatred. Like, go vote for somebody else. Go and make your vote count. Make your opinion felt in the polls. Then, if you really feel that strongly to where you really can go there and check the Donald Trump box because you hate Kamala Harris that much.
That much, right.
That much, go vote for Donald Trump then. If you really feel that strongly, but you're not. What you're going to do is you're going to sit on the internet and type with your Twitter fingers. And so.
Okay. I like that.
No, and then my boy Dane from Oakland, because he had the quote of the week last week. He said, to just Skip Bayless, he was like, I got Twitter fingers, but I got real fingers too.
And real hands.
Okay, I like that, and I respect that.
That is fun.
But he, Skip don't want that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? So, he definitely hit him with the clown. I think, like you said, 2020. I think the clown emoji is definitely probably one of the biggest things, especially when you approach somebody that was saying something about you and then they backtrack, which anybody knows that type of thing where, especially, if somebody's out there speaking on you and you approach them like, hey, what's this about? That you, and then it's all of a sudden it's backtracks, it's this and that, just hit them with the clown emoji because that's some clown shit. And so, yeah, man. Hey, look, I appreciate y'all. Y'all like y'all Dance Hustle's top guests. Y'all out here doing the work. You know what I'm saying? And really dope convo. And salute to the women that's out here pushing the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Drake out here. I see. I got the background. Laugh now, cry later. You know what I'm saying? Beast Mode. I was out in the building in a new video. You know what I'm saying? So. Marshawn showing that town biz, you know what I'm saying? And Drake, still having his little side jokes about beating the Warriors. We'll let that slide. It is what it is. We got love for Drake, but you know what I'm saying? Look, you do need that Warrior spirit. You know what I'm saying? So
you're in the world when we're on top. You're front runner.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Look, shout out to the Rand video, LL Beckham. But yeah, hey man, you look, WAP. WAP is WAP is important. Voting is important. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things.
It's the weekend. I have See if it's some weekend WAP.
Weekend WAP is important. You know what I'm saying? Just, and then just like we were saying, you know, fellas, if she come over there and she's bringing the WAP, then you got to bring the, I don't know, what does the dudes need to bring? The money? I don't know, the money? I don't know. Oh, you're on mute. But hold up, I don't know. Dudes need to bring their A game as well. She bring her A game, bring your A game. Meaning she, you know what I'm saying? Treat her right, she treat you right. And it's not a it's a 2-player game. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes 3. No,
Okay.
I don't know. Look, you been out his phone.
Sometimes.
But look.
Good weekend.
All right. Anybody else have anything to say? What you got going on? Bethany, I'll start with you. What you got coming up next? What can we expect? What's up?
So I was just in Atlanta for Versus with Rick Ross and 2 Chainz. It was incredible. I love how the culture is being pushed in this unique way during COVID. Crazy Sexy Cool podcast is still doing well. I'm the host there, and I have my 2 co-hosts, Meek and Elizabeth, and we release an episode every Monday, and we're just talking about everything Vegas and everything, you know, pop culture, trending topics, hot topics, all that good stuff. So, and I just want to say my short film, Genesis, that I co-produced and co-wrote and did I was the animation model for in voiceover, is, you know, racking up awards in the festivals, and I'm super proud of that. So yeah,
where can we see it? Can we see a trailer, or you could share the link or something?
Coming soon. I'll send the link as soon as it's available.
Oh, we'll look out for it. And Mr. GL, what's the word? What's the dealio? What you got coming up next?
I'm working on my first film, written by me. It's called Underground. So that's dope. I have my first video that I directed is coming out probably in the next 2 weeks, and I've booked 4 more videos, and I haven't even released the first one that I directed. So that's crazy already. My next 2 videos, one is for Nico Calais, who most people know him as, you know, the boyfriend / child's father of Keisha Cole.
Okay.
She'll actually be the love interest in the video, so that'll be a dope aesthetic that I get to create. And then I have another video that Jamie Foxx is going to be a feature in the video. So I'm excited about that stuff, because getting started the directing career is a little, you know, it's hard to get that seat. And when you finally get it,
absolutely, yeah,
show up and show out. So
yeah.
And then thank God photography's picked up again, because it was a struggle for the first part.
So I have a question. Did you ever do any of those like FaceTime over like video type of shoots, like with a model that's in a different location? No, I saw that, and I was asked to do a shoot, and I was just like, I don't think I'm comfortable.
It was a photographer and a creative director that was like on Zoom or something directing the shoot from.
Yeah. So it's like us right now, you telling me how to pose, and you take screenshots.
Oh, yeah. That sounds crazy.
What? That's crazy. If that mean
that sounds crazy. Not saying people wasn't doing that, but
I did it.
It's like, okay, get a.
I would have did it if it came with a check. That sounded a little like
right. There you go.
A little like
you don't leave money on the table. Okay, you do it.
Listen, I did yesterday. I did it at the W. I got to keep the room and stuff. They paid me extra. I was like, these are the kind of clients I like working with. I do extra great work for those kind of clients. So.
And hey, and Akila, what's going on? What you got coming up next? What's the word?
You know what? I'm super slow moving when it comes to like follow up on a project, but I really did take some time today to start working on a treatment for a pitch for the book that I released. So I probably need to link up with a few different people, because I don't want to direct it. I don't want to produce it. I don't even want to write it. I just have the content.
Hi.
So I will, right?
How you doing?
Have the book. putting it all together. So I would definitely reach out to y'all for sure.
Hey, well,
what is your film about? Just can we know? Can you tell us what it's about?
So
For me or for okay.
it's based on the fictional novel I wrote, Beyond the Hurt, that's set in Oakland. So I always say like it's like Crash meets The Shy, but set in Oakland.
So you should let me send it over to Beast Mode Productions. Do you know Deontay?
I might.
Okay. So because you know how we love working on Oakland projects over at Beast Mode Productions. So that might be something that could work. And I'm actually bringing them on as one of the producers on undergrad, but we're shopping it to obviously larger entities. But yeah, that might be something that they definitely want to
Email from Charles, and then I'll send it.
Yeah, that'll be dope. Mm-hmm. How about you?
I like how we just like, networking within this,
and the you know what? I'm
dance hustle bubble.
Hey, I'm basking. That's what the dance hustle is, a bridge. You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of it too. The dance is a hustle. What you gonna say?
Oh, I wanted to know what her short film was about.
So it's an animated short film about creation and love. So if you think about the name Genesis, think about the first chapter in the Holy Bible. So it's a nice twist to it.
That is dope. I have so you don't think I'm stealing. I have in my notes. I haven't decided if I'm adapted to a show or a movie, and I'm trusting all y'all don't steal my shit. But I thought a sitcom about the Garden of Eden, like what it's like to be there, like would be hella dope. But it's satirical, so funny, like. You know what I'm saying? Imagine Adam being in like the world by himself. You know what I'm saying? Just doing hella funny shit. And then Eve finally get here and like the headache he probably get when she get here.
The headache.
Well, at first he's juiced, you know what I'm saying? But then all of a sudden, so it's like
then we get Cain and Abel.
It's like giving Adam and Eve modern personalities. You know what I mean? And so that's something that I have in my notes for a next project. Probably like 2 projects from now, but still it's gonna happen. So when you said that, I love it.
I love it. Well, look, hey, we done said it all. I mean, look, we gonna offline it a few little pictures and stuff. But hey, look, like I said, I appreciate y'all so much. You know what I'm saying? This is Dance Hustle Radio, and this is chapter 2. It's only chapter 2, and we got a lot more of these conversations to come. And I appreciate both of y'all perspective and just being open and honest and everything. And Keela Trinae keeping us grounded and making sure we staying focused. And y'all tuned in, y'all tapped in, and I appreciate everybody who did tap in. And we'll be back. Actually, next week I think I'm gonna take off because it's my wife's birthday.
Okay.
And, yes.
Priorities.
Yeah, but we'll be back. We'll be back with another dope episode, dope conversation. So everybody, look out the bottle now. Look, she already what happened to the glass?
Look, time is over.
Look, the glass. I look
more efficient delivery method.
my son is knocking at the door right now. He's so ready for me to get back to mom life.
Look, she over here like, oh man, I gotta get my little last couple of sips in right quick.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. Well, look, hey, everybody stay safe. Have a blessed one. It's Dance Hustle and on Dance Hustle Radio only on the Good News Radio network. So, and that's it. We out.
Low waist, fat ass bitch, tap in. Tap in.